The Greater New Bedford Community Health Center monthly video series is brought to you by Senior Whole Health, a health plan for seniors that have both Medicare and Mass Health coverage. Online at seniorwholehealth.com.
Welcome to the Greater New Bedford Community Health Center. We will be presenting a series of seminars which we hope will inform the community and our staff about the benefits which are available to the people that we serve.
Welcome to our ongoing series for seminars and speakers for the aging population in New Bedford. We're very pleased to introduce a good friend of ours, Felice Montero from the New Bedford Council on Aging.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about the Council on Aging. The Council on Aging was established by ordinance, by city ordinance, in 1969, so we're 42 years old. And the Council on Aging's principal place of business is at 181 Hillman Street, the old vocational high school in the west end of the city, building number 9, and our phone number is 508-991-6250. The Council on Aging is responsible for managing and supervising 3 departments, which include the senior centers. The centers are managed by a program manager, and the Council on Aging is also responsible for the supervision and managing of the senior travel program, as well as the Senior Scope newspaper. The mission statement for the Council on Aging is to identify the needs of the community's elderly population and the available resources to educate and advocate for the community at large and the needs of the elderly, and to design, promote, and implement needed services for elders. The purpose of the Council on Aging is, Council on Aging is dedicated to the concerns and well-being of older individuals, to enable them to maintain independence in their own home, lifestyle, and provide the support needed so that they remain contributing members of the community as long as possible. I have a fact sheet that you don't have a copy of, but it shows the growth of aging population in Massachusetts. And as we all know, the baby boomers are in a league of their own. Ages 45 to 59, that population is between the year 2000 and 2010, we're at 20% with the baby boomers. So we're trying to gear our programs and services towards that group because they are the larger group. We still maintain programs for the seniors that are in the 60 to 80 year mark, but those numbers are definitely smaller. They're declining. Right now, the baby boomers 50 to 54 years old are in the 6.8 percentile, and the elders 70 to 74 are 2.9. So you could see the difference of the age groups that are declining, which is the older seniors. New Bedford has a current population based on the 2010 census of 95,072 individuals, and approximately 18,000 of those individuals are considered elders. The first program that I'd like to talk to you about is the New Bedford Senior Travel Program. The Senior Travel Program has been in existence for over 20 years. It started at the Buttonwood Senior Center, and it is now housed at the Hazelwood Senior Center in the south end of the city. Jan Barrett is the program coordinator for this program, and I brought copies of the fall and winter day and overnight tours. The travel program is good for seniors 55 years of age and older, And Jan does a great job with the amount of trips that she proposes throughout the year. And they have gone in the past. They've traveled as far as Las Vegas. I believe one year they went to Hawaii. But they also do local trips and very reasonable prices too. So the Senior Travel Program is located at 553 Brock Avenue, and their telephone number is 508-991-6171. And again, the program manager is Jan Barrett, and you could contact her if you're interested in any of the programs. They're really great trips here for the fall, and I'm sure you would enjoy them. The Council on Aging has a variety of programs that we've developed. We've studied certain needs. Some of these programs have been in existence for many years. The transportation program has been here as long as the Council on Aging has been. And they've started with the medical transportation program. And throughout the years, we saw other needs in food shopping or department store and mall shopping. So we've added those programs to transportation. And approximately 10 years ago, we added the personal van transportation, and that program allows you to visit a friend at a nursing home, go out for lunch, go to the barber or hairdresser, pick up prescriptions, basically anything that's non-medical. The program has been running successfully, like I said, for 10 years, and very well attended. The transportation program, anyone interested in any of the medical, personal, or shopping could contact the main number, again, 508-991-6250, and they will refer your call to the appropriate dispatcher, because we do have a few dispatchers that run certain programs, but the main number would be the key. One of the latest transportation programs that we've added to those that are existing is the transportation to Boston hospitals and the Brockton VA. About 2 years ago, New Bedford, Fairhaven, and Mattapoisett got together and decided that there was a need there. Again, we studied this by phone calls that we received, people needing to get to Boston, whether it was for cancer treatments, the Jocelyn Clinic for diabetes upkeep, and also the VA. So we got together and we decided that it would be great to provide Boston transportation to the elders of the New Bedford area. And it's our second year running. We could be doing better. Again, we have to continuously get the word out and let people know that we do travel there. Right now, we travel once a month. New Bedford has Mondays, Fairhaven has Tuesdays, and Mattapoisett has Fridays. We travel the second week of every month, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday again. Except when a holiday falls on that Monday, it'll be the following week. The brochures that we have at the back table gives you all the dates that we go to Boston. And speaking with some of the people in the audience, we are looking to amend this and expand, because we would like to target other areas, Acushnet, Rochester, maybe even Lakeville and Middleborough. If they could, kind of meet us halfway at our, during our traveling points, it would be great. The more the merrier. I think that if we get other councils involved, we'd be able to travel and bring them to Boston more than just once a week. And that's our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. As soon as we get things in order, we will be talking about that with the other councils, hopefully sometime in November, to establish either another date or longer routes. We traveled to the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, Boston Medical Center, Brigham and Women's Hospital, the Brockton VA Hospital, Dana-Farber, the Faulkner Hospital, Joslin Diabetes Center, Massachusetts Eye and Ear Infirmary, Massachusetts General Hospital, New England Baptist Hospital, and New England Medical Tufts. The trips are $40 round trip for New Bedford, Mattapoisett, and Fairhaven residents. Any other resident from either Dartmouth or that's not on our list or who is not a contributing council would have to pay $50, and the escorts are $25 to travel with them. To schedule your trip, call the New Bedford Council on Aging at 508-991-6253. As soon as you hear of your appointment, or at least 10 days in advance. If it's your first time and you're trying to get into Boston, I think that the best way to do this is find out from us when we're going, so you could schedule your appointment accordingly. Many times they will give you an appointment on a day that we don't travel, so that makes it difficult. And sometimes, they can't just go on a bus, and traveling to Boston via public transit is kind of difficult, because once they get there, they have to catch a cab to try and get to that hospital, and we provide a door-to-door service for them. So, as early as possible, we leave at 7 o'clock from the Fairhaven Council on Aging parking lot, and at 7:30 from the Stop and Shop parking lot at Kings Highway. And we'll be picking up at 2 o'clock, so that means we have to be on the road back at that time because of the rush hour. So, any questions so far? You could interrupt me at any time if you have any questions, so I'll just continue blabbing. One of our other programs that I'm very happy to talk about is the Discretionary Grant program that we have. We were fortunate to, through an anonymous association, we saw a need for elderly women, and recently widowed, lost their husbands or were in a divorce and found themselves short financially. And we'd get many requests for help, and we did not have that type of help for them. So we developed a proposal and presented it to this anonymous association, and they saw that need in New Bedford. And we were awarded grant monies to provide services for elderly women that are either single, divorced, or widowed, that are 65 years of age or older. Low income. And we've had this program for approximately 6 to 7 years now. And through this discretionary grant, we are able to help them out one time with utilities. So it could be a telephone bill, an electric bill. Some of them heat by electric, so their electric bills get high, or their gas bills. We also work with certain vendors in the city, and we offer furniture replacement due to a fire or due to a move. Someone has, they could have been in their home for a long time and they have to downsize, and their current furniture just doesn't fit this new, small space that they have. We could help them with that as well. Medical transportation is also one factor that we help with the discretionary grant, and moving expenses. So we've had many elderly women that we've helped with monthly rents and security deposits. So it's a one-time help, but you get $500, and you're able to use that as best as you can. We also, through the program, those elders who still have homes during the wintertime, we have a snow removal program that we also help them out with. We've contracted with an organization in the city who has generously given us a very reasonable fee to do snow removal. So we have about 30 elderly women who we help every winter with snow removal. And we're trying to, I'm trying to incorporate a new program that will also help those that don't qualify. You have to fall under a certain eligibility guideline, and for many of those, their income might be too high for the program. I'm trying to develop and will develop a program to at least, it's going to be called the Sand and Shovel. So at least providing a bucket with a shovel, fill it up with sand, and somehow coordinate with either our fire or our postal service and have them, just we'll drop these off at some of the elders' homes, and at least they'll have sand to at least put down on ice if they need to get out of the house. And this is just a small token and a small part of a way to help them until they are able to find other means. And all this through the discretionary grant. To apply for the service or to gain more information, you could call our outreach workers. They're available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, located at the Downtown Senior Center on Pleasant Street. The outreach office is there, and they could contact Elizabeth Pryor, who's here today, and that number is 508-991-6257, and her office hours are from 9 to 3. Any questions on the discretionary grant?
Is that just for New Bedford residents, or is that included?
It is. It is for New Bedford, but we do not turn away anyone that's in need. Mm-hmm. Outreach services, again, are provided from the Downtown Senior Center at 560 Pleasant Street. And Elizabeth Pryor is our outreach person and also the Shine counselor. And anything from health services to housing. What else? Oh my goodness, there's so much that they do down there. Food stamps, mass health, homeless people that come in looking for housing. So there's a plethora of services that we provide the seniors from the downtown outreach office. And again, anyone that wishes to contact the Council on Aging for outreach services could do so at 508-991-6257. We also provide advocacy for the medical programs, referral to PACE, Catholic Social Services, and one of the programs that I find myself doing a lot of referral to is they have a lot of legal issues, and we do not have a legal service that we could provide them with, but at least we have referrals. So that would be the Southern Bristol Elderly Services legal program that is, I believe, on 6th Street, and that's where we refer anyone with a legal issue. They might need a health proxy or a power of attorney. We don't provide seniors with that, even though they could just go online on the web and download that information. But I think that sometimes their questions are more detailed and more needy, so we just refer them out. I've talked about the transportation program, the discretionary grant. We also have a photo ID program that is housed at the Hillman Street address. And the photo ID program number is 508-991-6252. We provide photo IDs to all elders 59 years of age or older. They do have to be New Bedford residents, and 9 to 3:30, Monday through Friday, $5, and 2 forms of ID. You could have a passport, either a birth certificate, a state ID, a social security card, something like that. We found out that from June, I believe it started in June, the doctor's offices were requesting that anyone that came in provide an ID. And there's been a lot of identity theft. I don't know the total reason for that, but I know that there's been identity theft and immigration issues, so they want to be able to put a face with a name. So we have a lot of seniors that have come in need of this, and it's a dual purpose because they could also use that senior ID for discounts, transportation, whether it's land, air, or rail. They could, department stores, restaurants. So there's many uses for it. In some cases, not all cases, but in some cases, they're able to use the photo ID to cash their checks. Now, I know that not every bank will accept senior ID for this, but there's some that do, and some of the seniors use their IDs for that purpose as well. I want to just go back a little bit on the transportation program. One of the new programs that we've instituted within the transportation program has been a program called transportation tracking. And the transportation tracking system consists of these cell phones that I've purchased and have had installed in all 5 of our vehicles. And they are for the sole purpose of tracking the vans. So through a program from UMass Dartmouth, Professor Zarillo and 2 students, one a computer science and a computer engineering student, put this program together in this website for us, that we are able to track our vehicles as soon as the ignition is on and we turn on our computers. We could see via a map where all of our vans are by number. So they're all numbered 1 through 5. And we could see where they are. That has allowed us to to incorporate a flexible ride system. And the flex ride system consists of anyone calling in for a medical appointment, and if they so choose, the dispatcher will ask them if there's anywhere else that they need to go. And if the answer is yes, they tell us where else they'd like to go. And after the doctor's appointment, we drop them off and then we pick them up. So they could run to the mall, they could just, go for lunch if they'd like to. They could, go to Walmart or Kmart if they want. They could do something else other than just going to the doctor's and rushing back home. This allows them to probably pick up groceries on their way home instead of waiting for our service on Monday and Tuesday. So this allows them more freedom to be out. A lot of our seniors, believe it or not, will use our programs daily, weekly, just to get out of the house because they're either lonely and just want that, just want to go for a ride and be around other people. And I'm not saying that that's the only and that's the sole purpose, because they do shop. But at least it gets them out of the house and they're able to do more than one thing at a time. So that's a program that I've instituted, and it's been going very well. We also will do a once-a-month Market Basket and Trukey run. So we do that Wacky Wednesday. And the vans have been, full. We have a 12-passenger and a 14-passenger van. And sometimes he has to, use the 14, even though the 12 passenger is what he normally uses. But it just goes to show that people are taking advantage of these services, and we're trying to constantly provide something new and interesting for the seniors. And, we can't do it all, and we're not trying to assume these things. Some things work and some things don't. But if you don't try them, there's no way of you knowing if that service is needed or not. So, so far it's working very well. And based on that program, last year at the annual conference for the Massachusetts Councils on Aging, it was in Falmouth last year. It was the New Bedford Council on Aging was a model program, and it was part of the workshop. So the Secretary of Elder Affairs, Ann Hartstein, was available. The Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary Bigby, was there as well. And they all applauded the program. They thought it was great. New Bedford, as a city department, is one of the first to incorporate such a program. So I'm very happy and pleased that that came from our office, and that it's being that it was used, that it's a model, and that at least the Commonwealth of Massachusetts recognizes it, and we're very happy with that. So that is the end of my presentation. I do want to remind everyone that that starting October 1st is the first day that you may begin to hear about 2012 Medicare plans. So if you are in a Medicare Advantage plan, you've also receiving your plan's annual notice or changes on or before September 30th. We start making appointments for the election period, which begins October 15th. And it's the first date to sign up for the 2012 Medicare plan. It ends December 7th, and that's the last day that you could sign up for a plan. So if anyone is interested in changing their plans and you're in New Bedford, please contact the main number at 508-991-6250, or contact our outreach office at 508-991-6257. And that concludes my presentation, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to take them now. Yes, Peter.
I don't know how many of, and maybe Deolinda could add to that, is that if it's known within the health center, or maybe we should have things in the health center for our elderly patients that, and especially our providers that know that transportation is available for them, because I still, there's some disconnect somehow, because I still see elderly that are concerned about, talking about concerns about transportation. So I don't know if we're here at the health center doing a good job of letting people know, or I think we'll need your help on this. But
Absolutely. I know that each time that I have been here for one reason or another, or I've met with you, Peter, I have brought in brochures and program booklets that include the transportation, but I'll be glad to send over some brochures of the programs.
yeah, I think Deolinda, who's in charge of
Yes. Did you get the program? You didn't get the programs that we sent a package. I don't know. Maybe I need to address it to you in particular, because we have sent, at least I know of on 2 occasions, that we've sent full packages of transportation, COA programs, the discretionary grant. So we have done that, but I'll be glad to do it again. So I'll send it to your attention. That'll be great. You know, our personal is only $2, medical is $5 round trip, and to go food shopping is $3. And I think that's pretty reasonable, very reasonable compared to other cities and towns. But sometimes that might be too much for them, and it's cheaper for them to try and get the bus that's 60 cents, you know?
But the health center is willing to pay that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I know that this, so, we do that all the time, we help people. We really do. Have them make out an application for senior whole health. I think every
We have a
dual
great
eligible should be
relationship
at
with
senior whole health.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me, it's crazy. Especially if they're not leaving the town. I think that's really,
Right.
really a big thing, very important.